Hello, everybody. I've got the lights on today because I was very busy yesterday, although I didn't actually do as much as it looks like I did. A lot of this came from my stash. Let's walk you through what I did. Coming in for a close-up. At the back there, I've got the blanket we were discussing earlier on a shelf. I've got my little plant on a shelf. I also took the time to do a resin pour into some bottles with lots of different beads and sequins and all sorts. So I've got lots of jars full of interesting things to make it look all mystical and cosmic. I teabagged some paper and then spent a delightful time setting fire to it. At this point, I shall be a conscientious adult and say, if you're a small person, a young person, a disastrous person, a clumsy person, anybody accident prone, please, if you can find one, have a responsible adult with you. If you're already an adult and, an irresponsible adult will do, just somebody to open the door when you set fire to stuff. Anyway, carrying on. So yes, I've made lots of scrolls, which I've burnt the edges of to make them look super vintage and cool and stuff. I've dipped into the Temu stuff to make a rather amusing little pot plant over there. And if we travel up here, I've made another one for there and another one there. And yes, I've put some of the bottles and scrolls. I've cut this up. I think it was supposed to be a magazine, but I chopped it up and made it look like seed packets. What can you do? Anyway, the food we are looking at is a bit of a hobby of mine. I love making polymer clay food. So what you've got there is pork pie, bread, cheeses, some salami, a box of vegetables. And then over here we have a bowl of fruit, bananas, strawberries, there's some pears in there. Just make out an orange. A plate of sandwiches, some olives. The cup of coffee came with the kit, which is really cute. I love it, love it, love it. And then underneath, I cut up some of the other papers they gave you. And we also have a sneaky Swiss roll, if you can see it, a sneaky Swiss roll with a slice of orange on top. Just because I could. I've got a loose scroll floating around there, which I put a bit of washi tape on before I set fire to it. Showing the phases of the moon to bring the astronomy theme forwards. Well, basically that's it. I've got the lights on so you can appreciate how delicious it looks. With regards to other things, the orange tree is in the yellow box I made in a pot. It's been painted. I'm going to use, wandered off there, these leaves as a background base leaf before I make some polymer clay leaves and some polymer clay oranges to stick to them. I've got this, let's stand it up, which is using some of the stuff that they sent, and I've wired the remainder, which I shall bend and place within that to make it look like a really cool yucca plant type thing. What else am I going to do today? I am going to fill there's two little hanging baskets, one which was supposed to go there, but isn't going to go there. And I'm going to use the viney papers they included, which was supposed to be the vines that I've replaced with those. I'm going to cut all the leaves off and use them to make like a little ivy trailing thing. You'll see tomorrow. I'm just going to utilise them. I'm nearly done using everything I want to from the kit. So once I've done these, I'm probably going to have a bit of a day off today. I might not. Don't know what to tell you there. But once I've done these, I shall move on to making things with polymer clay. You'll be excited to hear that I do have a stand ordered so that we can record me crafting in live. So there'll be some fast forwarding and stuff, lots of fun goody things going on there. As always, do the I hate asking for this, the liking, the sharing, the following, comment. I love your comments. The comments are so sweet. It's nice to hear you joining in. I've got a couple more houses on order with Temu, so at some point we won't unbox them, but we'll be looking at them to decide which one we do next. So I'll catch you soon. Bye, guys.